and welcome back with Kat. You've also got Cuddles here. In today's video, I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys how I prepare my homemade beef broth using just simple ingredients and with the help of an Instantpot. So if you're interested, stay tuned and see how we do this, and let's begin our journey together. Before we get started, I wanted to unwrap a gift on camera. I'm gonna just dive right in. And what's really great about my family is I know everyone's very supportive in watching my videos. And especially with my tia, she thought that this could be something that'd be beneficial for me on this channel. Ah! Wow. New aprons. These aren't store-bought either. My aunt is so talented. She made all of this by hand. It's so cute. Here is another. Again, I love that neckline. These are super cute prints and I love the style of it. But wait, there's more. You guys, she made me 3 aprons and this one may be my favorite. It's very posh. There's green on the back. I think this is the one I'm gonna wear for today's video. Tia, again, gracias. This is so beautiful. You guys, let me know if she should start her own line. Should she start selling aprons online? How many of you will buy one?
All right, easiest homemade beef broth. Let's get into it.
So I have 4 pounds of beef bones that I'm going to use for our broth today.
As always, I share with you how I shop for my ingredients, and today we're going to be looking for beef bones. Now you can purchase this frozen or raw. Now of course, you can easily find bone broth pre-made and pre-packaged at the store, but I'm not necessarily comfortable with the ingredients. In both cases, you can see that there's sugar added along with additional stuff that, it's not for me. Look at here, there's even beef flavored broth. What in the world? Yeah, I'm not buying this. What's awesome is it's relatively easy to find beef bones at the grocery store. I can find some at my international grocery store, frozen or raw. Even my Food Lion that I love to go to every week carries these soup bones. So let's take a look at the cost breakdown. I purchased 2 2-pound beef soup bones for $5.99 each, so it comes down to less than $12. Hey guys, it's Kat. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel and continues to return. And if you haven't already, please do so we can make this channel grow. All right, back to the video.
My very first step in this process is I'm gonna prep the bones to roast in the oven.
I start off by setting my oven temp to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. While this preheats, I'm going to open my bags and start placing my bones on a baking sheet. Now, what's so beneficial about broth is that it's filled with vitamins and minerals and electrolytes and amino acids and collagen, and the list goes on and on, but there's so much to get out of this and it's such a simple process. So I was able to get all 4 pounds on one single baking sheet. I am just placing this in the oven and it's gonna be in here for 40 minutes. Look at these bad boys go.
Now, what I really enjoy about this roasting process is you can see that the meat and the marrow within is brown and caramelized, and that's not only going to be adding color to our broth, but it'll also be adding flavor.
My next step here is I'm just simply adding all of the bones into my Instantpot.
One other tip that I have for you guys is you can see that there's remnants left over on the baking pan, and I promise you that does not go to waste. So what my intentions are is to add a little bit of water. That way I can relieve some of the leftover meat that is on the pan. And that way I'll actually be putting that into the Instantpot as well. So that'll be part of the total water that I add into it.
So this technique is called deglazing, and again, we are not wasting any parts of our cooked bones. And so it did not take me very long at all to remove everything from the pan and just adding it into my Instantpot. Next up is adding in water. So I don't have exact measurements for you, but my best advice is to ensure you fill this up until it's covering all of your bones. So you can see how much space I have between the filled water and the 2/3 mark. So I'm moving the inner pot into the outer pot and adding in my red mint salt. So after placing the lid on my Instantpot, I am going to hit the soup and broth button on a high pressure for 3 hours. And we wait. With all this time to kill, let's just sit back and hang out. All right, break's over. So after my pot has finished cooking, this is the final result. It's such a buttery broth. It looks so delicious. My next step here is just to remove the bones and additional marrow from my broth. My plan is to save the marrow for later so I can reheat that at a separate time. My next course of action is to filter out any of the excess, and I'm going to filter twice. So I requested the help from my amazing boyfriend to do this step for me. I was honestly a little nervous to manage a big, hot, boiling pot of broth. You can see here are the remnants from the first round of filtering. And we are going to filter once again. Now feel free to use a cheesecloth or find a strainer with even finer holes. The goal here is really just to capture any of the excess remnants that don't need to be in our broth. Our goal is to have a really clear broth by the end of this process. So here's a closer look at the final results. Now, this is still very hot, so I'm going to allow it to chill in my refrigerator overnight. And here we are the next day. What you'll notice is one thick layer of fat that has just sat on top. No need to be alarmed here. You can either leave it within your broth, or what I'm gonna do is save this for later. So I'm gonna actually break this apart, and pro tip, 2 options you can do with this is either save this leftover fat to cook with or use it for your own moisturizer. I know that sounds crazy, but I'll have more on that later. So here's the consistency that we're looking for, that gelatin texture.
All right, so I simply just reheated my bone broth in the microwave and I added salt to taste. Now, there's so many benefits to drinking bone broth, and one of my favorites is that you can actually supplement your electrolytes for the bone broth, and you're getting everything that you're needing through this as well. It's super easy to make. Of course, you can make this in the oven. You could also make it on your stovetop. It just takes a lot longer, but if time is not of any concern for you, then work with what you have. It's totally okay. I was gifted the Instantpot by a family member, which I'm very thankful for, and it made the process super easy. So I will definitely be adding this as a weekly regimen for myself and for my family. That's really good. All right, well, I really appreciate you guys staying with me on this journey, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.